Welcome to the channel. You found affordable day trading. I'm Don Singletary. Today's featured trade is going to be one that I did not see coming, and I hope what happened to me in this trade happens to you, and it does once in a while. You just get lucky, and I'm sure you know good luck doesn't run on a schedule, right? Featured trade is coming right up, but first, here's a quick quiz for you. I'm going to zoom in on this picture, and I want you to look at the people, and I want you to tell me which one of them is most likely to get lucky. Of course, I'm assuming you're way ahead of me. It's the old fart in the cap with his pockets full of money. The other three, though they're having fun, and that's a good thing too, are going to wind up paying $20 for a goldfish they don't even want. This picture is about good trade selection. My best guess is that 3 out of 4 Micro Emini traders trading today do not understand the importance of trade selection. They're just throwing ping pong balls and wondering why they're not making any money. They don't know and they don't practice the one thing that's going to make you money, and that's trade selection. Once you hit the send button, man, that's it. You can't do anything about the trade you're in. You've already picked it out, and you got to dance with the one who brung you. What you got to do is get good at trade selection, or you'll never make any money trading the Micro E-minis. That's fact. The best way to get a fast start at learning the micros is to learn what's important and what isn't. And all that's in my book and a lot more. Check it out. 25,000 people have used it to help them themselves learn about the micros. And thank you. The featured trade today is going to be on a Friday, March the 8th. Now, just the day before, on March 7th, Thursday, the market had a super whoom up day, and all the indexes were up. Now, I know from my experience trading, very often, especially if it's a Friday morning, the next day will sell off a little bit. It doesn't mean it can't go up after it adjusts in the market, but something you look for. Now, learning to make good trading decisions, good trade selection, is a matter of growing yourself with the patience and the experience combined that will put you in a place where you're most likely to make some money. That's all good trade selection is. Now, see, the second item on the morning squawk today is about the government job report. If you don't know it now, that job report comes out except for holidays, every Friday morning at exactly 8:30 Eastern Time. And if you want to know whether it was good news or bad news, just go on your chart and look at 8:30 and see whether the market stayed the same, went up, or went down. It can be kind of a boding for what's to come that day, but not 100% of the time. But it's good to know that it's coming. Now, I'm going to go to the live screen in just a moment, but I want to do the trade setup for you right now. We see the market opened at 9:30 after setting record highs on the previous day session on the 7th of February. Right now, it's the morning of the 8th of February. 9:30, the market opens, goes up a good bit, but then starts to sell off at about 10:30. And you can see by 11:47, when I'm going to enter this trade here, things have changed. The previous 4 candlesticks, I'll put a circle around them there, seem to indicate there could be some price resistance up there, a place where there's a price where you have more sellers than buyers for the last 20 minutes or so. Now, I want to take just a moment to explain something for you. People ask me, they may look at this chart like we're looking at it right now and say, why didn't you sell at 10:30? Well, I wasn't there at 10:30. People mistakenly think, and I don't mean to get that impression, but it just looks like, since I started talking about the news at 8:30, that I've probably been sitting around for 2 or 3 hours with this trade, but I don't do that. I have multiple screens in my office, and I may keep a glancing eye on things, and if I see something that looks interesting, I zero my attention in. Now, on the other hand, if you're just starting trading, don't expect to be able to just glance at the screen once in a while. You're going to have to get some experience and put in your screen time, I suppose. I will warn you about one thing, though. Staring at a screen looking for trades is a bit like staring at the clouds. If you look long enough and hard enough, you're going to see things that aren't there, so be careful about that. All right, the live screen's coming up next. If you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. The late Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway partner, used to say that all the time in his speeches. It's so true. If you're new to the channel, a great big welcome to you. There are over 175 free videos, each and every one about day trading the micro E-minis here on the channel. I need your help. Subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified when we put up new videos. And even more importantly, hit that like button for me, because I tally those and it helps me determine the material that's going to be in the videos that follow. So that's a good indicator, and I appreciate your help with that. You should be aware this is a very high risk category of trading. We're going to put up about $450 and we'll be trading the stock equivalent of about 36,000. That's a leverage of 80 to 1. A lot of bang for the buck. And to start this trade off, I'm using a bracket OCO. One cancels the other order. There's some links below the video for details on the bracket orders. I want to put my stop somewhere around $20, $25 away. That's the most I'm going to risk on this trade. I'm trying to find a stop that's pretty close to where I have over on the right side of the screen, the more sellers than buyers. That would be a good place, I think, to put my stop, somewhere at least near that amount. I choose 18,200 to put the stop in, and I'm putting the enter order in at around 18,190, as you'll see in a moment, and my target is down at 18,150. I'll adjust the calibration on my scale here and show you where I entered right here. This is where I got lucky. After barely 5 seconds, I'm already up $12 in the trade. So I take my tasty trade mouse and I move that stop order down so that I have, voila, a free trade now. Maybe you remember at the beginning of the video I said sometimes you get lucky. Well, this is one of those things. There's something I have not told you about this trade. It lasts for less than a minute. And that's why I called a timeout, because I'm only 15 seconds into the trade. I'm going to go freeze frame now so I can bring you up to date on the trade and what I'm thinking during the trade. I just said it was $12 up in this trade, but by the time I finished the phrase, it was even more. The two places on the screen with the live trade price, and it says 18,173. The NASDAQ Micro trades at $2 a point, and 190 down to 173. I'm 17 points up. That's a change of $34 now. I'm up in just 15 seconds of the trade. And by the way, if you're a beginner, I got a new term for you. What do you call the money that you're up during the trade and have not yet taken the profit? It's called unrealized gains. I want to point out a couple of things to you real quickly here on this screen. This is the Tasty Trade software I'm using, and you see we have everything on one screen. The mouse drag, the quotes, everything on one screen. Not all brokerage softwares like that. Many of them are, and it's a great feature to have. That's one of the reasons I chose Tasty Trade. Number two, I use a light background on the channel, and I decided to do that 5 years ago when I started the channel, so you can do a screenshot and print it out. If it had a dark background, your black ink cartridge would go dry in a hurry and you'd have a piece of soggy paper instead of something that has a white background that you can make your notes on. I'm going to keep it on the still frame here for just a moment longer and clear all the clutter off the screen so I can show you something that I think is very important. Here's a slow motion replay of what I just did to move my stop order down to 18,188 and a quarter. Press down the left mouse button and dragged it down. That's it. I've done hundreds and hundreds of these trades, and I guarantee you, the moment I hit the send button on a trade, I am laser focused. I only have one job: reduce the risk on the trade, period. I say it all the time, but it's worth saying again. You have no control. You can't adjust how much money a trade is going to offer you during the trade. You can only play defense. This may turn out to be one of the best videos on the channel because it boils everything down to two things. One, trade selection. Two, playing defense. That's it. Hey, get set. I'm going to go back to the live screen now, and you can watch how this trade plays out. Thanks for being along today. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the new videos when they're on the channel. I'm Don Singletary, and I hope every day is a payday for you.